Have you ever met a soul who waited, not because they were told to, but because they believed someone would care enough to return? This is the story of a cat. Not just any cat, but a blind one, fragile, silent, and unseen by the world. Yet every day, she waited. In a quiet neighborhood nestled between old wooden houses and narrow alleys, lived a blind stray cat that the locals called Luna. She had milky white eyes that never followed movement, a thin frame wrapped in dull fur, and a tiny voice that barely rose above a whisper. Nobody really knew where Luna came from. Some say she was born that way, blind and abandoned as a kitten. Others believed she once had a home, a family, until one day she was left behind, forgotten like a worn-out toy. But what everyone did know was her habit. Every morning, rain or shine, Luna would walk slowly, carefully, to a specific doorstep. A rusty, uneven step in front of a green-painted house that had long been vacant. She'd sit there, facing the door, her ears alert, waiting. Not meowing, not scratching, just waiting. Most people ignored her. Some felt sorry, tossed scraps her way. A few children tried to play with her but quickly lost interest. She wasn't cute enough for photos or active enough to amuse. She was just there every day, waiting for someone who no longer lived there. Until one day, a boy named Mika moved into the neighborhood with his grandmother. Quiet and shy, Mika noticed Luna during his morning walks to school. At first, he thought she was just another stray. But after several days, he began to wonder, why did she always wait there in the same spot as if expecting someone? Curious and soft-hearted, Mika began to bring her tiny portions of his breakfast, bits of boiled egg, rice, or bread crusts. The first time he gently placed food near her paws, Luna flinched. Her ears twitched nervously, unsure of this unfamiliar scent, but she didn't run. She never ran, she only waited. Mika started feeding her daily, not out of pity, but from a strange sense of respect. Something about Luna felt sacred, as if she carried a memory too deep for words. One day, Mika asked a neighbor, "Why does that cat always wait in front of the greenhouse?" The old man replied, "Oh, that one, she's been doing that for years. Used to belong to an old lady, I think. The woman fed her every morning, but she passed away. Since then, the house has been empty, but the cat, well, she still waits." Mika stared at the empty house. A lump formed in his throat. How long could a heart wait for someone who would never return? The days rolled on, Mika grew older, but Luna aged faster. Her fur became patchier, her legs weaker, she walked slower, and some mornings she struggled to find her way, but she still came, still waited on the same step. Mika, now in high school, started setting an alarm just to feed her, rain or shine, test days or holidays. And every time, Luna would perk up at the sound of his footsteps, her head slightly tilting toward the direction of his presence. She couldn't see him, but she knew he was there. Then one morning, she didn't come. Mika waited 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. No paw steps, no silence sitting on the doorstep. Worried, he searched the nearby alleys, behind trash bins, under benches. And there, in a quiet corner shaded by a dying tree, lay Luna. Still peaceful, curled up as if asleep. She had passed away. Alone, but not unloved. Mika knelt beside her, tears brimming in his eyes. She had waited so long for someone, and even though the person she once loved never came back, she had found someone else who came every day, who cared, who remembered. He gently buried her in the garden near the greenhouse, planted a flower, and placed a small sign made from wood. Luna, the one who waited. To this day, some say you can still feel her presence near the doorstep. Not as a ghost, but as a gentle echo of love, loyalty, and the quiet hope that someone, someday, will come back. Because even those who are blind, forgotten, or small, still know how to wait, still know how to love. And sometimes, without saying a word, they teach us the greatest lesson of all. That loyalty doesn't need to be seen. It just needs to be felt.